Hello and welcome back to this Let's Play series in Crusader Kings 3 Realms in Exile. We're playing the Rhovanorim as part of the Lucretia dynasty. I'm not exactly sure what we were doing last episode. It's been a minute since I last recorded. I think we were preparing. Oh god, the snow. The snow is bad. Yeah, so we're fabricating on Dale to incorporate Dale. I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue this series any further. I think it's actually quite far enough along that it doesn't really make any sense to continue it. We haven't really played around with the cavalry all that much. We really didn't get a chance to highlight them, the Ivat Thuida cavalry. But at this point, I don't really have any serious opponents other than the United Kingdom, maybe Belakar, maybe them in the south. The rest of them are pretty far away, and the Rhovanorim High Kingdom no longer has any special decisions to take. Really, the only thing left for us to do is to incorporate Dale and Dorwinion. Other than that, um, I was running this series to showcase how to get the achievements for um, Lords of Bridle and Wind and for who Margaux, so as a ruler of Rhovanorim, destroy the Golden Realm. I had a chat with some of the developers of the mod on Discord regarding how to destroy the Golden Realm to get the achievement. And there is a scenario where they can't really explain you getting the achievement, meaning that if the title holder, so if whose Margaux abandons the title, then you're not getting the achievement. However, I explained that I created the title and pushed the button to destroy the title. So any title has a destroy title button. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so this button here destroyed the Kingdom of Rhovanion, only it was the same for the Golden Realm. That should give you the achievement. However, it is bugged because if it doesn't give you the achievement for destroying the Golden Realm of Medloshukane this way, then the achievement is simply bugged. So, officially, the aim of my Let's Play is done because we technically have both achievements, even if they didn't fire up. At this point, we're simply playing for flavor, just for completionist sake. Um, when did you develop? I have no idea when this was done either, and I'm sure that the same thing happened in Dagorlad. I didn't develop this. No idea how this happened. Regardless, he can get the title. So we now fully control South Rhovanion. Um, the entire thing is colonized, it's occupied. The only thing left is to change the religion and to promote the culture. And the culture is spreading. I know it doesn't really look that way, but if you compare it with the initial save, you can see that there's pockets of Rhovanorim where before it used to be Magriag. It's probably going to take some time to achieve the same thing in other places, but it is what it is. So at this point, this will probably be the last episode in the series. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play another one. I don't really think there is a point beyond this because Dale is gonna fall quite easily to us, and so will Dorwinion. We'll have a look to see if we can forcibly vassalize Dorwinion as is, but I think they're too big for that. I think we need to first take some duchies and then vassalize them. And it's the same thing for Dale, for sure. But I think I'm gonna start another series. Maybe I'll start one with Erebor or with the orcs, I'm not entirely sure yet. No, no internal alliances, please. We still need to give this to someone else because it's not who I wanted to have that kingdom. The kingdom of the Brown Lands has its capital in that duchy, so we want to give that duchy to someone else. Someone in my dynasty. We're still waiting for this to fall apart, for her to die, so that I can inherit the title and give it to who I wanted it to have it. And we still have some mistakes done because I need to remove this duchy from him because he's the heir of her duchy, effectively. But at this point, we're basically playing for flavor more than anything else. You want to go to the Harlan Valley, your skill is legendary, and you actually don't cost all that much, so we'll sponsor you, sure. We still need to create the title for the Kingdom of Usrievar, and we'll do that. And let's have a look at the succession, because I'm pretty sure... Yeah, so it's changed to High Partition, and we hold... Right, we'll see if once I make him a duke, he still gets the kingdom through High Partition. We'll have a look at that. Because he's the one in question. Hold on. Where is it? So go away. So it's going to Prince Gutier, who is this guy, and we'll see if making him a duke solves this issue. It might not. So you just send us ostrich shells, which we're gonna destroy. We'll make some money back. And we'll see what he brings us from the region. Maybe he'll bring us something really good. No, I don't want the title, I want the duchy. No, no hawking, thank you. Did we just get cancer? We did. That's bad. Well, at least we can extort vassals now. Everyone will pay for 1,000 gold. Can we bring... We can request an elven healer. Let's see if that... let's see what that does, because I don't think I've showcased this before. We're gonna go for the most expensive option here. So we now have a elvish healer. And what's gonna happen is that the cancer event is gonna fire a few times. And the elvish healer is going to interfere, basically. Elvish healers are really good when you get cancer. They're probably the only ones who can do something good about it. How's your foreign one? Wait, what? How are you house your foreign? I'm sorry, am I missing something? How do you have the same name? What is going on, game? That was weird. But yeah, one of the reasons that I like the Rohirrim, the amount of horse racing you can do, simply skyrockets your renown. It's growing faster than my Aragon Let's Play. Um, sure, dude, go. It's growing faster than in my Aragon Let's Play, which is actually amazing. And this is the power of having so many duchies as part of your own dynasty. How are we on research? Let's see. We're still a ways away from getting land grants. That would speed up the fabrication process. You brought me the crown of Fuinur. Feel free to read about that. It's kind of pointless for us. So it was not a very good investment, but at least you know what to expect when you send people to get special artifacts from that region. The whole thing about sponsoring people to find unique artifacts is gonna come in useful when we play Erebor. Um, what does that give us? Learning. I'll take learning at this point. But I think by and large this is probably gonna be the last episode in the series. I can continue to play this on my own, but it's getting kind of too quiet for my taste. And this is one of the problems with playing some of the factions in Crusader Kings Realms in Exile. At some point, you run into situations where you simply have to burn time because there's not a lot going on. This is why you probably won't find good Saruman. Um, who was this? I have no idea why you were a person of interest to me. Okay. But yeah, with evil Saruman, you have all sorts of activities to do. You have all sorts of people to fight. Because of course you do, because you're surrounded by the Reunited Kingdom and Rohan, and later you're gonna be right up against Lothlorien, and you may even get betrayed by your fellow evildoers, or you might betray them. So, you know, it ends up in this dynamic back and forth. Is Saruman gonna make it, or is he not gonna make it? But if you choose the good path, a lot of it is kind of quiet. You can, with good Saruman, what you can do is, yes, give me Gramavold. So, what claims do we have for you? I probably can't even see. Do we have a claim on this? No. So let's get a claim on that, please. With good Saruman, you can clear Dunland, maybe colonize Enedwythe. Um, sure, whatever. Maybe you can colonize Enedwythe, but other than that, realistically, with good Saruman, is that what I've been waiting for? Yes, yes, it is. So there goes my sister, and there goes my marshal with that occasion. We're gonna use him for now, that's fine. How many lands can you hold? 5. Are you holding... Yeah, you're holding baronies and temples and all that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna give you the duchy at this point. And let's see if that still makes him inherit the kingdom of Usrievar. Because it might not. Does it? It does. I was hoping it wouldn't, but you want me to appoint a tax collector. Okay. He can do that. Yes, let us. Pay me in hard coin, please. And on that note, can we build something here? Um, we can't do that because we don't have the tech. Let's improve the health. Let's get some fortifications. But yeah, with good Saruman, your only alternative is probably to attack Dol Guldur early on, and then sort of maybe attack the Golden Realm of Medlo-Shukain. But at some point, you're gonna depend on your alliances for what did you guys fight over? Oh, you got the duchy. That's interesting. So that means I need to fabricate on that duchy, because otherwise you're gonna be too big. I think if we take these two duchies as well, I think he will be small enough to vassalize at that point. Other than that, if you don't attack the Golden Realm of Medlo-Shukain, you, as good Saruman, you won't exactly have the forces to fight Sauron, probably. We can train for the tournament. I mean, sure. And you sort of suffer from the same situation we find ourselves in that there's simply nothing to do. I'm not gonna hold a mystical communion. I am soon holding. It doesn't tell me what, but I know it's a horse race because of the icon. So is that cancer event gonna fire anytime soon so that we can see the elf in action? The United Kingdom has expanded and they will continue to expand. The Gelud Confederation doesn't have the strength to stop them. I don't think the Varia Confederation has the strength either. Hey, look, Risha won. I've been trying to click on the United King. Look at that. They have like... I think it also counts my soldiers, because we're allied. Or rather, he's my suzerain. I'm not entirely sure if it's taking mine into account. Doesn't seem to be. Because I don't see my soldiers in it. So it could be they have, without my soldiers, it could be they have 40,000 troops, in which case that's insane, because we're nowhere near that. But because of because we created the kingdom titles, our own income has increased. Like I haven't done a lot of improvements in my domain. Most of this is coming from vassal taxes, and that's the difference it makes. Yeah, that's the difference it makes to have the proper chain of vassalage, because you get more from your domain. And in particular, Usrievar region is actually quite rich, and if you hold that, if we look at, say, this here, we can see that it has this buff called the Rune Road, which pays into the holding. This one has it as well. I'm surprised this one doesn't. It's further south, that's why. Do you have it? No, you don't. So there's a road going down this line. I think it goes up to here. Yeah. And the more of this rune road you control, uh, does it show in here? Yeah. So just from the rune road, we're getting 7 gold a month because of the amount of the road that we control. So the more of this road that you control, and it goes all the way to Minas Tirith, the more money you're gonna get. And if you're playing Aragorn, you might want to get that entire section of the road simply for the amount of money it pays. It's not a lot, but it's passive income, and you just have to sit on that territory basically. And I mean, with Aragorn, you get like, I don't know, 200 a month or 300 a month or whatever it is. So you don't really care about 7. But when you're the Rhovanorim and you're behind on tech, that 7, that's a good chunk of our income, effectively. It's not as little as it sounds compared to Aragorn. I'm not gonna send him on another mining expedition. By the way, you... Who died? Dwarves get access to mining, but you can get access to mining as well. All you need to do is you need to reform the culture. And if we go into... Let me see if I can find it. No, the duchy, please. Yeah, so if you go into the social tab of establishing traditions, you get miners. And this allows you to initiate mining expeditions. And mining further reduces the cooldown for it. So you can adopt these as a human, or elf, or orc, or whatever. But dwarves get it for free. And if you establish it, you can do mining expeditions yourself. No, I'm gonna decline. Go away. No, I'll leave it alone. I'm waiting for that cancer event to fire. We can probably reduce that malnourished thing. How is the faith going? Almost. My section of the domain is still not done because I haven't actively changed it. But they're actively changing it. We can already see some of it is changing in Khand. Yeah, so this is the annoying bit. If they become your suzerain, they're gonna request people from you. You can decline, but you're gonna upset them if you decline every time. How is building here going on? Let's increase this some more. We have we have a plague going on. This is gonna kill people. Because it's measles. Pressed iris was destroyed. That's probably one of the artifacts we inherited. We could attack lower count. But basically at this point we need to... Do I have claims on these titles? I do. Yeah, I do. So basically I need to find someone to give these to, part of my dynasty. And we're running desperately short on people, because I've given so many titles to my own dynasty that I'm finding it difficult to find the right people for it. Hunt, horse race. We'll go to yours, sure. Right, so here it is, the cancer event. The time has come. I know of several ways to treat your cancer. If I may be so bold, I would like to recommend an alternative treatment. But the choice is yours and yours alone. It will not be pleasant. So you can choose the first two if you want to, but the best one you can choose is probably this one. That's a very weird treatment, I'm not gonna lie. That is very weird. However, it greatly reduces disease symptoms for 5 years, which gives you a massive boost to health. Which is why if you have a character that has cancer and you have the money to spare, if you have the money to burn, the elvish healers are absolutely worth it, because they're not gonna butcher you like uh, normal doctors will. Normal doctors are just gonna chop off your leg and declare that a win. Right, let me see if I can find a character to give this to, because it's really driving me nuts. I'll be right back. Right, so we found this Souls for Hire adventurer that's part of our dynasty, and we can actually settle him in. Uh, I'm gonna see if we can give him the duchy. So what we're going to do is we're gonna revoke your title. And I know you don't want to. And I know it's gonna hurt you. Oh, and you removed the other vassal as well. Okay. We're gonna revoke you as well. And I'm in fire. So, do we have the duchy? We do. Can we give you? We can. And what that's gonna do to us, we're gonna lose 500 legitimacy, which is annoying. But the entire duchy is gonna come back into our dynasty, so we'll do that. And the heir is also a skin changer, so I'm fine with this. By the way, I just had a look, and their dynasty just went legendary. However, they already start with fame, whereas we're just obscure when we start. And our own dynasty is almost legendary. Like this is how fast the Rhovanorim accrue dynasty renown. Like the income says it's 15 a month, but that's deceptive because it keeps jumping up with every single race, and it doesn't show up. Like we just got 225 for nothing, basically, because some other vassal did this. plus the 150 for hosting the race. So this is one of the advantages of doing this. But now that they're both Rhovanorim, and he has quite an army actually, now that they're all part of our dynasty, what we can do is we can create the crown. So if we look at these vassals, let's see if we can find them. That's one. So he pays me what? 1.6 and 197 levies. And 0.5 and 269. And there should be one more that I missed. Here, 1.1 and 389. So let's see what it adds up to if we make the crown and we give him the crown. Congratulations, bud, you are now a king. So now as a king, who only just inherited, he pays me. Where are you, bud? 1.9 and 343. So it's actually more beneficial to not give him the crown in terms of income and troops. However, no, I'm not gonna accept that. However, you have to keep in mind that your renown is gonna go up simply because you have another king. And they're gonna have access to a royal court, which means they can use items that would increase this, whereas a duke doesn't have access to a royal court, which is why you want to have kingdom titles, as many as you can get your hands on, in your own dynasty, because you'll simply get more renown. Grand tournament, grand rights. You know what? We're just gonna decline all of these. Thank you. Go away. Go away. Go away. We can extort subjects though. Do we have a claim on you? Is a question. We do not. No. However, we do have here a delving 1, which needs to be reduced, and I'm pretty sure by now we can. So we'll go for the duchy just in case he colonizes. So we're gonna attack you, my friend, and we're gonna destroy the last goblin holdout in these mountains. We won't raise the full army. This will do. Go murder, destroy. So how are we here? You don't exactly have enough troops to hold the kingdom. Sure, I'll allow him to serve in court. Have you gotten married yet? No. There we go. I knew he was gonna do this. This is why I declared for the whole duchy. I knew you were gonna do that. But it doesn't matter, because all of it is gonna go away. And there we go. The mountains are clear and now they can be colonized by the dwarves. Who are you and why do you want an alliance with me? No, thank you. A shadow over Rinavod. Sure, we'll do that. Major epidemic prevention for 10 years. That's more than what you get from desperate measures. Desperate measures, I think, gives you 10. So that's good. Let's see how bad it is. Whoa, it's bad. It's really, really bad. It's an apocalyptic plague. Oh my days. How is our 92? And we've just finished improving the hospice as well. We can send another person. He wants to go to Gondor. Please go to Gondor. 500 gold, I don't mind. There's the infirmaries built. Build some more, please, because apocalypse is upon us. Don't care. Um, where are you? Sure, you can go. Is this something unique, please? Seriously, dude, get married. Like, you really need babies. Otherwise, that colony of yours is just gonna disappear. You sent me a Gondorian figurine. You're gonna have to do a bit better than that, dude. So I'm not entirely sure what my new Let's Play is gonna be. I think the Framling one has problems as well because the establishment of the Eothed Kingdom is bugged. There we go, we can pick another legacy. Blood is finalized. Let's go towards private army. The establishment of the Kingdom of the Eothed in my Framling Let's Play has some bugs as well. I opened a ticket for that one. You brought me a bouquet of hand-picked flowers. That's nice. We can adopt centralized administration. This would allow us to create duchy armies, and it has certain benefits. However, the government becomes elective rather than, you know, rather than inheritance over bloodlines. So it has benefits, it has risks. Belt of Amroth. That's actually not a bad item. It belonged to the last king of Lothlorien. He wore it on his waist when he dived into the Bay of Belfalas after he realized that his ship had sailed without his beloved Nimrodel. It's a pretty good item. Vassal opinion +5 and stewardship per level of fame is not a bad thing. Our current level of fame is legendary figure, and I think there's like 6. Yeah, so you get +6 stewardship just from equipping that. Let's check that. So he has 18. And we should see it go to 24. 23. I guess it doesn't count the first level. We can go to another horse race. We're not gonna get there in time. I'm not interested in another one of these. Can you finish with that fabrication, dude? We still need to fabricate something. I have to leave within a day. And it's in plague lands. No, no, no. You have fun with that. How much longer are you gonna take? 30 days. Okay. No, we're gonna persecute flagellants. I'm not gonna let them all become rampant in their flagellation. That's just stupid. Dorwinian expanded here. That's actually quite an army you have there. I was not expecting that. Yeah, we wanted this. How is your health? 114. You know what? We have time to go for this duchy as well. How long are you gonna take? 23 months. That's kind of long. If I think that that his health is gonna decline sharply, I'm gonna declare war on Dale for what we've got, and we'll declare for the rest of it later. So there we are. The Lucretia Dynasty banner has increased, and if we check, we now have a nice purple banner, and we are at legendary. So we caught up with them, and we are now part of the legendary duchies. It looks very good. Um, we can skin change, but I don't really see the point. I'll leave it the way it is for now. And it's gonna continue to grow. I mean, we only just bought a perk in the diplomatic tree, and we already have another 1,000 just there. So that's how quickly renown grows with the Rhovanorim if you give all your duchies to your own dynasty members. Simply because of the horse racing. It's one of the good things about the Rhovanorim. And you can do that with other factions as well, because for instance they have access to the same thing. If we look at the Rohirrim, they can initiate horse races. But the problem with the Rohirrim is that their kingdom already has a number of established vassals, so you will have to take away their duchies, replace them with your own family members, and you don't have a lot of family members early on. That's the problem, because Theoden rules, his son won't marry, he's not gonna have children, even if he somehow survives the initial events. Uh, with involving Isengard. His son usually dies. Saruman usually has Theoden's son murdered. But even if he survives, he never marries and he never has any children. Ah, wonderful. You're melancholic now. You're still feeling fine though. Okay. And then the only people who get to have children are Eomer and the princess of Dol Amroth. So, you know, it takes time for their dynasty to grow, whereas with the Lucretias, you can just explode your population early on, because that's exactly what we did. In the space of like 100 years, our dynasty got huge. We currently have 318 living members, whereas the Eoforings have 29. So that's the difference here. And one secret to make your dynasty grow more is to land them, because if you don't land them, there's high chance that they're never gonna have children. You want to be zealous? Fine, be zealous. Speaking of dynastic matters, have you been having children? You're robust and quick. And you're intelligent and Herculean. Cool. So about your brother. Only one calmly. Uh, but we're already starting to see Fakand. It's starting to appear in the dynasty. Because we chose it as our perk. You are supposed to be beautiful, yes? Yes. So it's still not passing along as much. You really want that guy, and I keep telling you no, because you already took a pair off of me, and I'm not inclined to give you another one. Um, let's fortify this some more. That's as much as we can fortify you. At this point, I'm just gonna increase the hospices. And you want that. You want to have like a bubble of hospices so that plague does not get to you. I'm surprised we didn't have more revolts. And look at that. The reunited kingdom is expanding in the direction they should be expanding, by the way, because if they don't come in this direction, they're just gonna have issues on top of issues. Um, right. So, what did you just finish? Land grants is what you just finished. And I think the next one after these two. This is useful because you can press multiple claims in a single war. But somehow I'm pretty sure we already have access to that. Yeah, because we can declare for 3 duchies already. So I'm not sure how that works because it shouldn't without this. Oh no, it's because of this. You can press several of your claims in a single war. So what's the difference? Ah, for another character. Oh, my bad. Never mind. Apparently, I can't read. So the next one should probably be the army or hoardings, just so you can increase the tech more. You also want, desperately, you want additional building slots, which unfortunately I don't think you can get in the middle third age. I don't think there is one for that in the middle third age. No. So the only one that still works is cranes. So you have ledger here, you have bailiffs here, and then you have cranes all the way in the late third era. And the reason you want that is because you need space to build your military stuff and not crash your local domain. Um, what we would want, for instance, in Alkisbarg would be stables for sure and blacksmiths, right? So that would replace the simple pastures and the hillside fields. And the reason you want those two is because this is giving you a bonus to stationed heavy cavalry damage, and these two buildings would improve their stats as well. I don't know if it will show it. Yeah, so if you manage to take it all the way to level 8, which will cost you a pretty penny, it will increase heavy cavalry damage by another 90%, defense 70%, and their other stats. It also gives you levies. And then if we look at the blacksmith is a really good building because it increases holding taxes by 32%. It also makes your levies reinforce faster, and whatever stationed men-at-arms you have get their stats boosted as well. So this is actually a really good building to have. You want me to press your claim. May your journey be swift. I'm not gonna be pressing your claim. How is your health, dude? You're still hanging in there. Let's rebuke you for treating the serfs bad. Give me the claims, dude, so I can take Dale in this episode. How are we for time? This episode has been mostly me blabbing at this point, because there's nothing really fascinating going on. I am a bit concerned about how close he is to the Varia Confederation. We should probably have attacked all of this. But in reality, we're actually safe, because we're suzerained by him, so he can't attack us. Uh, nah, forget it. We're not coming. Yay, we have the claim. So, we can declare war for most of Dale, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He might still be too big to forcibly vassalize, but let's see. So, you are allied to who? That's a lot of soldiers you have. I did not expect you to have 20,000. And what troops do you have? You have crossbowmen. And otherwise you have the same troops as we do. Apparently we inherited some Logoth horse archers. We do not want extra Logoth horse archers. What we want... Oh my god, he has 2,300 of these. That's scary. I'm not gonna lie, that is scary. So what do you have to actually stop heavy cavalry? Um, you have the crossbowmen and the pikemen. Let's see how we manage with the army we've got, and if we start to lose, we'll call in our buddy Sirdan, which is gonna break Dale regardless of anything else. What is stationed here? We'll find out in a second. We won't find out in a second. Who isn't stationed? You're not stationed. But that's not a massive improvement either way. So just by being stationed there, they're getting 175 more damage, which is more than what they start with, because their base is 130. That's insane, the amount of increase in stats. Yeah, I'll accept your knight, that's fine. So we're gonna wait for these troops to finish recruiting, and then we're gonna attack Dale in this episode, which will leave us with the forced vassalization in the next one, and Dorwinian after that. So if we have that, can we fabricate on this so I can give this duchy away, because you've been driving me nuts? And then Dorwinian is up next. I assume I cannot forcibly vassalize you. No, you're too big. Too many counties. And too many counties. So this is why you need to fabricate. You could seize duchy by duchy by duchy, because if you have the empire title, then all of it is de jure your land, minus the thing in the north. But that just leads to repetitive wars with them, and it's much easier to fabricate claims and press them all in one go, right? and then deal with a subsequent war. Because they're not gonna have the troops to stop you in the next war. They simply won't have the necessary troops. How are we for time? We're getting close to an hour. That army of his really has me concerned though, because it's better than ours. It's not as big. It says vastly inferior, but it's not vastly inferior, because they only have 9,000 levies, where we have 25. Right? So the rest of his army, about half of his army is professional, where we have only like 4,000 professional troops. That's the difference between the levies and the total soldiers. So he has twice as many professional soldiers, which is, I'm not gonna lie, that's scary. And the reason he has it is because he has all of the upgrades, right? So he has men-at-arms, he has standing armies, he has all of the upgrades, whereas we only have, we don't even have men-at-arms yet. And this is the reason why early on you're gonna get thrown around by other people unless you don't have alliances. If you have alliances, you'll be safe, but otherwise they'll just mop the floor with you. So we're gonna raise our troops here, and let's see what we can do without calling in our allies. We could hire some mercs, but I'm hoping it won't be necessary. Our income should drop a bit. How are our... We don't even have the full accolades yet. We could go for Vanguard. What was the other one? Valiant would be good. Pike Captain. What's Stalwart? Army Toughness. And the rest of them are not even available. How old are you, dude? Quite old. Let's switch you. And you could do what? Monster Tamer. Right. The dwarves, because he's a dwarf, I think the only monster they have access to. Nope, not even them. Not even the Drake Maws are counted as monster infantry. So I don't know what you could benefit from that, because you don't have any monster infantry as the dwarves. Let's see what else we have here. Stalwart, that's it. So we'll go for Stalwart. And the army is full, yeah. So there we go. Our 30,000 versus his 22,000. What fort level? 18. 14. I am willing to try new things. And she failed. Well, that's not good that she failed. And we are now poor. But even sieging is gonna be slow, and we're gonna have problems with supplies. Luckily, he has 300. But even sieging is gonna be slow, and he's gonna siege faster simply because he has more siege weapons. He has 170 trebuchets, whereas I only have 90. You pulled in allies. Oh, hold on. That's quite a lot of troops you just pulled in there, so we're not playing with this anymore. Yeah, that can be destroyed, I don't care. Yeah, I wasn't expecting 5,000 troops to just join that. And they're fairly close as well, whereas Sildan is leagues away. Right, let's see if we can stop them from grouping up. Where are Sildan's troops? Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Right, so they unsiege this, which is annoying. What foot level are you? 8. Right, you know what? Fight. Just fight them. Let's see what our troops can do. I think we're gonna lose this. Why didn't you bring in all of them, dude? Can someone explain what just happened here? Why didn't they bring all of them? No, he doesn't have to do anything, but can you pay me, dude? Yeah, you can. How are we for time? Oh, there's Sildan's troops. We're getting close to the limit here. So it's probably, next episode is probably gonna be the last. That's 15 as well. Oh my. But yeah, you're not beating Sildan's troops. That's not even funny how different the army quality is. You really want my court musician, but you're not gonna get my court musician. Sildan, are you good at sieging? Are you gonna be a good sieger, Sildan? If he actually is interested in sticking around. Looks like he will be. Why are you attacking my army there? That was completely pointless. I don't know, I don't understand the AI sometimes. Like the mistakes they make are just horrendous. Can you unsiege that for me real quick? Yep, that's what we wanted. Can you... We're gonna retract your vassal here. Yeah, it's unjust, I know. And we are going to revoke your title there. Thank you. And now you can have your vassal back. More than that, you can have your vassal. So now that kingdom is full. Can you intercept this, please? My brother just died. And his son has inherited. Which means we can give this guy some land, apparently, because he has none. But the high partition still takes the kingdom away, which is annoying, but it is what it is. I think we're gonna have to take away this land. He's not having any children, and we have an additional territory to work on this from. So we're gonna work on that. It is annoying he's not getting the children he needs, but I can't really do anything about that. Right, how are we for time? We're kind of at the limit, so we're gonna stop here. Next episode we'll probably finalize vassalizing Dale, and we'll work on Dorwinion. We'll see if we go in the south or not. But the next episode is probably gonna be the last. I don't think I'm gonna push it any more than that. It's just kind of pointless at this point. Um, the renown is still skyrocketing, considering how soon we took another dynasty perk. Like it's just jumping, and in the next one we're gonna have private army done, and probably graceful aging, and at that point we can start going through the fury of the Northmen. Um, so yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Leave a comment, throw me a like, a subscribe, and goodbye for now.